In this video, I'm going to continue explaining the quest lore that happens in Tirisfal Glades. Now, this is the third installment of this zone, so if you missed the last episode, go ahead and click the link right above. And with that, let's jump right in and find out what's going on in World of Warcraft. Last time we were instructed to meet up with Magistrate Severin in the village of Brill, which is located east of Kalston Estate. Once you enter the village, you meet Executor Zygand. He tells you that Executor Arin, the guy that you previously worked with in Deathnell, has delivered details needed to wipe out the human infestation. According to the given information, the Scarlet Crusade assigned someone named Captain Perrine and a brigade to the ruined tower southwest of Brill. Zygand wants you to head out there and kill 3 Scarlet Zealots and 3 Scarlet Missionaries. And while you're there, he wants you to dig up any information you can find as to what they're doing. Across from Zygand is Deathguard Morris. He says that Zygand wanted him to take stock of all the equipment that they have in Brill, because to Zygand it's important that the Deathguards have all the equipment that they might need. Turns out, the supplies really aren't a problem, but he says that we could use more weapons to replace those that were lost in the field. So he hands you a requisition order of what's needed, and wants you to deliver it to the weapon dealer, Gordon Wenham in Undercity. Now to get to Undercity, Morris wants you to talk to the bat handler, Annette Williams. But before you head out, you focus on the building that's right next to Executor Zygand. As you walk in, you make your way upstairs and meet with Magistrate Severin. Now he says he comes off very official-like and that he reports to the Dark Lady himself, and that if you impress him, maybe you'll meet her one day. So now he skips any formalities and jumps right into work. He says that he needs a fresh report from the Deathguard way station out to the east, stating that he must know if more Scourge forces have slipped past the bulwark and entered Tirisfal. So now he wants you to travel southeast to the way station to check up on things. Once there, you'll speak to Deathguard Linnea for an updated report. So now you leave the building and run across the way to meet up with Junior Apothecary Holland. He's the guy that Gordo from the last episode wanted you to deliver the Gloomweed to. Now funny enough, Holland says that Gordo is completely useless. But then he gets all uppity and says that you better have what he needs. So you hand him the Gloomweed, and then says that he has no need for Gloomweed and that Gordo is he's an idiot. But anyways, Holland says that we'll deal with the Gloomweed situation later. But for right now, we've got other matters to discuss. He says that Sylvanas has called upon the Royal Apothecary Society and challenged them to make a new plague, something that will bring our enemies, living and dead, to ruin. Now, Holland thinks that the key is using the blood from the local beasts in the area, so he wants you to fill up 5 vials of blood for his studies. So now you've got quite a few things to do. Let's get the weapon order in Undercity out of the way first. So you run up to the bat handler Annette Williams, and she says that the flight to Undercity usually costs a small fee, but says it's complimentary for a handsome undead like you. So you take a flight into Undercity through a local cave in the area. This is probably one of the best ways I've seen flying into a main city so far. Once you land, you make your way to Gordon Wenham. You deliver the weapon order, and he gives you a crate with the supplies needed. From here, he says you can speak to Michael Garrett, who's the bat handler in Undercity, to get a ride back to Brill. So you run up to Michael and catch a bat ride all the way back to where you came from. Once you land, you make your way back to Deathguard Morris. He says that you've done a valuable service to the Dark Lady by delivering the supplies, and rewards you with some silver. Now, let's get to work around Brill. So you head out of town, kill the cursed Darkhounds for their blood, and while killing the Darkhounds, you catch a glimpse of a worgen rogue in the local area. Executor Zygand would be very interested in knowing about this. After killing the Darkhounds, you head to where the Scarlet Crusaders are. Once you get there, you kill the 3 Scarlet Zealots and the 3 Scarlet Missionaries. On one of their bodies, you find an item called the Urgent Scarlet Memorandum. While reading it, you find out that Lillian Voss has escaped her captivity at the Scarlet Palisade. It also states that she's killed 15 men and is considered very dangerous. It also commands anyone to try and not apprehend her, but rather kill her on sight. Wow, she's really on a rampage now. After you're done with the Scarlet Crusaders, you make your way east to the Deathwatch way station. Once you arrive, you speak with Deathguard Linnea and tell her that Magistrate Severin wants a report on the current situation. She says that the defenders at the Bulwark are holding the majority of the Scourge at bay, with a concentration around the Balnir farmstead. Looks like we'll have to check check that out later. But after you get the report, you walk up to Gretchen Deadmar, who's standing under the canopy. She says that she's being affected by the plague of undeath, and that she's really, really cold. She also says that the mindless state will be upon her soon, but that won't stop her from serving the Dark Lady. She used to sew body bags for the fallen soldiers of Sylvanas' army, but now that her hands shake so much from the chill, she can't work anymore. She asks you if you can bring back 5 duskbat pelts so she can sew up a blanket for herself. So now you head out, you kill the 5 duskbats and grab their pelts, then you head back to Gretchen. She appreciates your efforts and hopes that Sylvanas will recognize your bravery one day. For helping her out, she rewards you with a pair of duskbat pants. At this point, Deathguard Linnea says that you should return back to Brill and deliver the report to Magistrate Severin. So you head back to Brill and first speak to Executor Zygand. You then give him the letter that you found about Lillian. Zygand says that we'll have to keep an eye out for her, but he doesn't expect any of the Forsaken to receive a reward if we capture her. He's just worried that she might eventually turn against us if she were to show up. Now, regarding the worgen rogue that you found earlier, Zygand isn't surprised that you found him. Since the worgen have been streaming out of Ylneas, Zygand knew that it would only be a matter of time before they arrived in Tirisfal, but he says that they must be dealt with, and quickly. He wants you to be on the lookout for 5 worgen infiltrators in Brill. Now, you head back into the nearby building, and head upstairs to speak to Magistrate Severin. He says that it's troubling to hear the Scourge slipping into Tirisfal Glades. And that's it! He just really wanted someone to give him an update, and now that he's got it, he really doesn't need your help anymore. So now you head back to Junior Apothecary Holland and deliver the 5 vials of Darkhound blood. He thanks you for your efforts and rewards you with 3 weak Troll's blood elixirs. Holland then mentions that a Dwarven Mountaineer has been captured and wants you to give the dwarf a drink that Holland has prepared. He says that it contains a subtle hint for what the Dark Lady has planned for the rest of Azeroth. So you confront the dwarf, who begins to threaten you a little bit, but no matter. You offer him a drink, which he gladly accepts. Says he's sure that it's no Rhapsody malt, but he'll take anything at this point. He then takes a swig and then dies on the spot. With that done, you receive a Mountaineer's belt, which you no doubt took off of his body. Holland says that the Apothecary Society that he's part of takes their work very seriously, but they need more agents in the society to be experimenting on things. One of the agents that they have is named Jared, and he's working at a small encampment to the north of here. Holland says that Jared could use an apprentice like you, and that after you're done here at Brill, you're to report to Apothecary Jared at Garen's Haunt. But before we do that, we still have a problem with the worgen infestation in town. From here, you head out into the streets and look for signs of the worgen, until you find and kill 5 of them. Then you report back to Executor Zygand. He's blown away that the worgen have been here right under our noses the entire time, and says that he'll put his death guards on alert, making sure that this will never happen again. So now that you've taken care of business at Brill, you leave town and make your way north to work with Apothecary Jared, and further the advancement of Sylvanas' newly requested plague. Man, things are looking really, really good. Looks like we're starting to see the beginning of how Lillian Voss's character is fleshed out. Again, big shout out to the Patreon subscribers for supporting this channel. If you'd like to help out and become a Patreon member, go ahead and click the link down below. If you like this content, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and also make sure to hit the bell icon to be notified when the next episode drops. And if you really like this episode, make sure to hit the like button to help the YouTube algorithm so that more people can see it. Also, let me know what your thoughts are about the story in the comments down below. And with that, we'll see you next week when we find out what happens next in the Tales of Azeroth.